Last month, we made a video on the 10 stocks Robinhood investors were buying in May 2020, and you guys really enjoyed this video. When I asked if you want to see this as a monthly series, the response was positive, so I gotta give the people what they want. So what are the top 10 stocks that Robinhood investors are buying here in June 2020? So I'm going to reveal all of these 10 stocks here. I'm going to give you my thoughts on these stocks, and I'm going to let you guys know if I think that any of these companies are good buys here at these current prices. This is going to be a fun video because there's a lot of new companies here compared to last month, and I'm sure a lot of you guys own at least a couple of these stocks, so you want to stick around for this video. So guys, if you like this as a monthly series, you want me to continue this, just hit that like button down below, just let me know. And as long as we don't get any negative feedback here, we will continue making this series month after month. So we're going to go from the most popular stock to the least popular stock here in our top 10. And as we go through this, guys, make some notes on some comments you want to leave on each of these stocks. I want to hear your opinion on these, just like I'm sharing here. And we have a great community here, so there's a lot to share and a lot to learn. So I'd appreciate if you guys took the time, just comment something down below and let us know what your thoughts are here. Topping the list is an airline stock that we've probably never discussed on the channel here before, and is one that you may not have expected to see. Spirit Airlines, which is one of the smallest players, takes the #1 spot, but over the years you can see this company has struggled to make much movement. Currently it's down over 80% off its highs, and there's no real sign this company is going to turn things around in the near term. It's quite a painful decline in this stock that investors have seen, but I'm sure the current stock price of around $13 per share is what attracted many new investors to this company. Over the last month, we saw 26,970 new Robinhood investors pick up the stock in hopes that it can turn things around and recover some of these losses. My personal stance on this industry as a whole is bearish, except for Boeing, which in my opinion is actually poised to come out very strong from all of these global issues, as it is the main supplier globally for these planes. I find it hard to really pick any single airline stock here, so I just chose to go with Boeing as my personal investment. Next up is Disney, which is one of my favorite companies, and I'm glad to see it move up to the second most popular stock Robinhood investors are buying going into June. The stock is still down a little over 22% off of its highs, but this isn't too bad considering that they had to literally shut down most of their businesses for a couple of months. Disney is a strong company that will get through this in my opinion, and 21,508 Robinhood investors tend to agree with my sentiment here on this company. Disney is one of those companies that has the content, the brand, and the appeal for it to really recover from virtually any crisis, and this global issue has really tested this company recently, but my belief is that we'll see Disney as a much stronger business because of this. Here's a casino player, and is one I did spend some time looking into recently, and clearly other Robinhood investors did as well. The stock is down around 50% on the 1-year chart, which doesn't look all that bad considering that they had virtually no revenue, a lot of competition, and it isn't the strongest player in this space either. And when we zoom out on a longer time frame here, this looks even worse as the company hasn't even recovered from 2008 recession. It's down over 82% from that time, which is more than a decade ago. 20,749 Robinhood investors picked up the stock in the last month. However, my stance here is that if this business struggled to get back to prior levels over the past decade, when we had a record bull run here in the economy, what makes you think that they can do this in the next decade? DraftKings is the 4th most popular stock this month that Robinhood investors were buying up. Now this stock is a pure spec play currently, up 200%, and recently had a lot of positive news come out on it, which has brought attention to the stock. I did make a detailed video on DraftKings and my thoughts on the company, so if you're interested, check out that video after this video if this stock intrigues you. 19,269 new Robinhood investors picked up the stock recently, and based on the price movement, they most likely are up nicely on their positions. Personally, I see this as a good short-term gamble, but as a long-term investment, there's still a lot unclear about this business. Nonetheless, I wish everyone in the stock all the best. Just be careful as things can come crashing down as fast or faster than they went up. You know what they say, stairs on the way up, elevator on the way down. Now here's a stock I've never actually heard of before making this video, and it's up 600% year to date, which is absolutely astronomical performance in this short period of time. I can see why so many are drawn towards this stock right now, but I'd be extremely cautious here. This is a $100 million market cap company, so it's going to continue being very volatile, and it doesn't take a whole lot of money to move this stock. Zooming out and looking at the stock on a longer time frame, you can see it's down over 99%. It has continued to decline year over year and is a stock I'm staying far away from. I know that 17,346 of you picked up this stock recently, but just be careful on this one as well. Number 6 is another airlines company which made the list here, which not surprisingly is a company that I think a lot of investors are still looking to buy heavily. This industry continues to struggle, and as a result, the stock continues to struggle as well, and it's down over 60% off of its highs, so it has a long way to go for a nice recovery. Now, I made a video on Delta recently as well, and really took a deep look into this stock with their financials, and if this company could potentially face bankruptcy. So if you're interested in seeing that video and you are invested in this stock, make sure to check out the description. I will leave links down there to every video referenced in here. So once you're done watching this video, you know what video to watch next. Anyway, 16,463 Robinhood investors picked up the stock recently, and similar to Spirit Airlines, I won't be a buyer of this stock. Now, what I'll say is with Delta, there is a good chance, in my opinion, that you could make good money on this stock over the long term. So I can kind of see what the appeal is here, but for me, the risk to reward is just too high, and I prefer, like I said, investing in Boeing. I was surprised to see a green stock make the list here this month, but it is the largest player in this space and did come in at number 7 here. The stock is down over 66% off of its highs, and this industry has absolutely crumbled in the last year or so. It's not just Canopy, but Afria and Aurora have also taken hits here and have struggled big time in the last year. 16,039 new Robinhood investors picked up Canopy recently, and quite honestly, I haven't looked into this company's fundamentals recently, but this could end up being a very good entry price for the long term in this sector. I was looking at Aurora recently after their latest earnings report, as the price did look a bit more attractive, valuation did look a bit more reasonable, so maybe Canopy is in a similar boat here, but I'd have to spend some time looking into that. If you guys want to see a video dedicated to this stock, let me know in the comment section down below. How can we have a top 10 list here without a cruise stock? Carnival makes the number 8 spot, and this stock is down over 78% off of its highs that it made back in 2018. It's no secret that the global issue hit the cruise line industry hard, and Carnival was a victim of that, but I think this is a company that can bounce back strong. I did make a video a little while ago on how I was buying more Carnival shares at around $8 per share, and since then the stock has essentially doubled, but my stance still remains that this stock can be kind of a $30 to $40 stock in the next couple of years or so as this industry picks itself back up. 15,696 Robinhood investors tend to agree with this sentiment as well, especially at these low prices. Number 9 here is another penny stock with a similar story to a couple of other companies we listed here in this top 10 list. The stock is up currently over 325% year to date, but has a market cap of only $145 million, so it's extremely volatile and prone to big moves up and down. On a longer time frame, this stock is down 97%. So does this really look like a healthy business to risk your capital in? Not for me personally, but maybe for short-term trading or for day trading, you can make some good money here. But if you are buying this for a long-term investment, you could be left bag holding this one, as it is virtually lost money over the long term. 15,666 Robinhood investors picked up the stock recently, which does concern me, but hopefully many of them will realize the gains that they got recently in the stock, exit the position, and never look back on this company again. I have no doubt that there is some inevitable crash coming in this stock, so I really do hope most don't lose their money here with this investment. Closing out our list is a business that recently filed for bankruptcy, but Robinhood investors are still buying. The stock is down over 95% in the last year, essentially sitting as a penny stock right now. This has been a nightmare investment for holders of this stock, which is down 99% off of its highs. The rental car industry is hard hit from the global issue, and Hertz may not be the only company to fold here, so I'd be cautious in other players in the space as well. The stock is currently priced right now like it would file for Chapter 11 and liquidate everything that they have, and maybe investors are betting that they actually get through Chapter 11 here, turn things around, and that could end up being a very profitable move for investors if it does happen. The company currently has a market cap of around 140 million, so I can kind of see the risk reward here because there is a lot of upside if they get through this, but it is at the end of the day a complete gamble because it's very likely that shareholders will get wiped out from this restructuring. Now, 15,140 Robinhood investors disagree with me, and I wish them all the best on this investment, but just remember that you could easily lose your full investment here if shareholders get wiped out, so be careful with that. So there you guys go. Here's a list of the top 10 stocks we just discussed, and quite honestly, many of these companies seem like traps which Robinhood investors are falling into. I don't expect many of these companies to be around in the next few years, and if they do somehow survive, my guess is that they'll be at much lower valuations than they are at today. I was really glad to see that Disney made the number 2 spot here, as that's a solid blue chip business to own in my opinion, and honestly that's the only positive I can see coming out of this top 10 list. Most seem like short-term gambles, which could work out nicely, but I'd manage my risk closely on those positions because, like I said, the stocks can drop much quicker than they went up and could blindside investors in the process. So guys, that's another exciting video here for the top 10 stocks for June 2020. I can see some mix up here in stocks from the last month where we saw mainly a lot of airline companies. Those seem to be going out of favor now, which is, I guess, a good thing as investors realize maybe these aren't the best investments to hold over the long term. But then I do see some new highly speculative companies enter the list here, so it does raise some concern there as well. But as always guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, any video that I referenced in this video will be linked in the description down below. So check that out now if you are interested in any of those. But either way guys, like I said, I will be continuing on the series unless we get some negative feedback here and you guys don't want me to. But if that's not the case, then I'll see you guys in the next month. But anyways, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to invest positively and I'll see you in the next one.